last set in stone match of the day is going to be quite the quite the bloodbath, depending on how you look at it. But here we go. Warm-up is over. We're getting into this. Green tea, give me strength. And match question mark? Hello? Game, would you like to work? Oh, there we go. Alright. Trackmania is a great game. I see Frosty. I think Frosty just died. That's not good. Hate to see it. Marius, Frosty. Oh, rip. Frost. That's an F. That's weird. Anyways, we can't dwell on it too long. We've got a race to watch. Scoop pulling out the early lead here. And he hits the pole. Not what you want. Marius, the safe Meister. Running up front right now. No issues. Over the water, over the plastic, into the jump. I mean, he is the safe Meister. I don't think he's going to go too risky. You can hear him releasing, maintaining contact with the ground. Look at this. He's keeping contact where he needs it. And he can take the safe finish. He doesn't have to worry about anything. Z also taking the safe finish. And Scoop. Scoop, something happened to Scoop. I do not quite understand what happened to him. I think he may have crashed. Oh my god. Alright, we're gonna skip to next. Technically focused on TM. It cuts the sound there, which is really weird. But anyways, we're here. A proper first round. Everything loads up perfectly fine. It's Marius from Z, and then Frosty and Scoop keeping each other company as we head into the reactor boost. Up the wall here, you can see the different lines. Z going down the inside, Marius around the outside, and he's got so much more speed coming out. Man from Germany with a plan. He's not going to get it easy, and Z's going too far to the left. Oh, no, he doesn't. Z keeps it in check. Oh, it threw me for a loop there. I was expecting Z to bunk the wall or take a swim. But Marius trying to catch up. He's about half a second back. Make that 6/10. So they go into the magnet. Marius does safe it. So right now it's Z pulling away. Holding up the flag for the Danes. The Danish and not the food. Never had one. Probably will at some point. Z just cruising right now across the line. It's going to be a 58-8 for him. Marius 59-2. That is a great horn from Frosty. Of course, the Chinese state-sponsored Trackmania mobile. That will be plus 100,000 social credits for him. Top on board with the man. Saying hello, good morning to Blue Jack here in chat. Frosty taking a very inside line, actually does take the lead temporarily, but Z and Marius, you just see slightly different lines. And Frosty going very close to the wall. He wants it. Giving us a good overview of this battle here. Zeke has to release. I think he might have almost gone out if he didn't. Frosty barely keeping it off the wall. Zeke, with the speed, is getting on Marius. Does get that magnet boost. So he will pick up more speed. Currently about 0.2. Ahead, gets the magnet boost, and unfortunately loses it. But there's Frosty. Marius, though, the safe Meister. No chance of letting anyone around him, except for last round. That round doesn't count. We don't talk about that. And there is Marius. 59-43. 59-96 for Frosty. Scoop coming, or not Scoop, Z coming with the 101, and Scoop, well, Scoop just making sure everybody gets home nice and safe. Winky to everybody showing up here this morning. Showing up, showing out. Glad to have you. Hopefully you guys are ready for another day of competition. It's Marius in the lead, 28 points. Z with 24, Frosty with 14, and Scoop with 8. Perhaps it's the anime skin. Perhaps he's getting distracted looking at his hopefully very legal waifu. Or else we may have an issue. I still remember running that car skin once because someone asked me to. Who was that? That was Frosty taking it very, very wrong. And again, it's Z leading the pack, and as I say that, he bunks the wall. Good old caster curse. It's going on to Tauna. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know what time it is in Brazil. I just know that it is Brazil time. Marius again, just safing the magnet. Doesn't have to worry about it all that much. He's just cruising. We call him the Safe Meister, and well, he's showing us exactly what's going on here. As he's going to cross the line, a 59.2 for him, and then a 101.2 for Zeet, followed by Scoop, who overtook Frosty, it looks like, at the end. Yeah, just about less than a tenth between them. So perhaps we missed a little battle there. Unfortunate. You're only an hour ahead of me. Let's go. Oh, Scoop bunked the engine off. That's definitely not a place you want to bunk, because then you don't have an engine. So you have to pray that the momentum carries you forward. And so Frosty taking an early lead here. This is good for him. If he gets this jump right, which it looks like he will, he could maintain this lead. But as I say that, there goes, I believe that's Marius. Yes, it is Marius taking the lead. You saw Scoop going a bit wide there. And look at the speed Frosty just carried through there. He's going to get the magnet boost too. And the second one. He's gotten 2 magnet boosts. He needs to watch his speed. So he goes through the final one. I don't know if he got the magnet boost there, but Frosty currently running about half a second ahead of Marius. Where was this when we needed it? The inside line, over the magnet, through the checkpoint. Oh no, here comes Marius. Marius gets a better line. Oh, Frosty, that's not going to look good on your social credit score. You just got picked off by Marius. Scoop saying this is really this is very problematic. This is as the kids would say, a lot to unpack here, because we're all Zoomers. 42.042 is the world record, but here we go into the first round of mixing it up. Scoop, I'm trying, but the situation is a little problematic. Indeed, you could overtake Frosty. As long as you gain 12 points, if Frosty doesn't do too well, but we're not worried about that. We're worried about Zeet hitting the wall and Marius scraping the wall, looks like. Yep, here comes Frosty on a charge, and he unfortunately does not line it up. So Scoop, or not, sorry, Marius chilling in the lead right now. But Zeet with so much more speed. You see Zeet taking a slower line, but that lower line, oh, he's fighting back. He's not going to give up. He's not going to give up this lead just yet. As they go over the double humps, back onto road. Zeet maintaining ground contact, but here comes Marius. Marius going high, Zeet going low, and Zeet's going to push on through, winning that first Emporian round. Scoop currently running behind Frosty. Can Frosty make this jump? And it looks like he will. Good for him and Scoop as well. Caster's curse? Yes, sir. Good old Caster's curse. What can you do? I won't get the tech map for finalists say. Exactly, Yokoi. I made sure of it. I'm gonna just hit him with the happy face. Yokoi, I definitely totally talked with the council. But Zeet at the moment running up with Frosty, so this is good for Frosty, good for Zeet, Marius, and hot pursuit. Oh, that's up. Oh, there goes Frosty. Again, this is why Caster's Curse is a problem, especially those of you in competition. Every time you mess up, it's Caster's Curse, regardless. Like when Tatauna Caster cursed me a couple of the day, I haven't forgotten. But right now, it's Zeet running up front. Marius a second and some behind. So Frosty, or not Frosty, Zeet can just take it easy through the ring. Ooh, gets absolutely yeeted. Same with Marius. Scoop picking up a 3rd place. Oh no, Frosty! Well, he still has time. He can go through the, Don't map yourself. Got it. XDD. There's enough time for Frosty to make it across, so Scoop starting to catch up a little bit. Still 12 points back, so nothing's really changed. As we go into round number 3, the safe fin is punishing. Yes, it is. That is the point. You shouldn't be using the safe fin. You should be a big boy and full sending it. Speaking of full sends, it's Zeet full sending it right now, followed by Marius. Frosty almost sliding down and off of the sausage. Thankfully he doesn't. Scoop having some errors in the back. So right here with Marius, giving us a good overview of Zeet here. Zeet been on a complete charge since round 1. He saw the competition and was like, I don't care. I know what I'm doing. We in there. We good. He takes a lower line. You see Marius releasing a little bit. Marius makes it through the spinner. Good on him. That is bonus points for style. Frosty picking up more points, and Scoop having a little bit of trouble. He thought about sneaking it through the poles. I saw that. Nice. Oh, wow. Double PB. A 43.7 for Z to 44.43 for Marius. World record still that 42.042. So, incredibly strong time as we go into the last round here. Before we go to the next map of I don't actually remember. It looks like Scoop's having a bit of trouble with the start, but everyone else getting it pretty well. Zeet going for a very long jump. It's going to land quite a ways ahead, but here comes Marius. Marius not done yet. Zeet keeping his car together. Look at that. That's what you want to do. You want to get it on the outside of that sausage, so that way you can minimize the ground, or minimize your air time. And Zeet's just driving away. This is just Zeet's thing. Nothing to worry about. About half a second between him and Marius. And it looks like Zeke going to close out another round here. Yes, he does. Marius. There's Scoop in third position. Frosty looks like messing up a little bit. And he'll take the checkpoint ring to the face. He drops down and has to use the Safeway. Blasting, I assume, his personal anthem as to soften the blow. But there it is. So after 4 rounds of competition, it is going to be Marius in the lead with 80 points. Zeet with 78, Frosty with 48, and Scoop with 36. So Scoop's gap to Frosty has not changed. Because at that point, it'll be double finalists, and then whichever one of them crosses the line first will lock in their spot in the semifinals. We'll have to wait and see. Only time will tell. We're gonna ride on board with we're on board with Zeet. As we see Scoop getting a less than desirable start. Took a different line. You can see Frosty and Marius battling it out. Frosty overtaking the lead, but into the loop is gonna dictate the lead change depending on how you drive it. As Marius overtaking Frosty, so Frosty dropping 2 positions right now. These two are dead even, just about. Up into the apartment complex. A very simple design for something called the complex, but hey, I didn't name the thing. And Z risking it too much on the inside. Marius pushes ahead. And Marius now has nothing to worry about. He's just got to make this final turn through the checkpoint, through the ring. Marius picking up that first win. Frosty in second. Zeet having to go to third. And it looks like Scoop may have to... Oh, he barely has enough speed for the ring. I thought he was going to have to go into the clock tower. But there was just enough speed for him. So, good on him. Marius into the risky fin with a 0.7 lead. Well, Zeet was running up with him, and then Zeet touched a wall, and Frosty had released in a few places. But we could say, sure, why not? Let's ride with Marius, the safe meister himself. You can see these lines. Look at, they're trying to get as close as they can to the wall. Marius actually doing a really good job. He takes that inside line, so he's able to open up a gap here, about 300s to Zeet. Which is good. Through the restart ring. Up the hill into the very dangerous, definitely not haphazardly placed pillars. The apartment complex, probably waking up the locals. Never a good thing to do, especially this late at night. Dropping down Zeet, still a 10th back. We'll see. He does gain time. Must have gotten a bit of a speed drift there. So they go through the final checkpoint. Zeke closing in, but not close enough. It's Marius once again on top. Marius entering finalist mode. Good luck for him. Marius could punch his ticket right here, right now. Unless Zeke can deny Frosty exploring the city a little bit. After crossing the line. Thank you, Joe, for that. I appreciate it. So we'll ride here with Marius, the Safe Meister. Currently in finalist mode. Although Zeke can deny and then grab the finalist mode himself. But we'll have to see here if he can do that. Excuse me. God, I wish I didn't get sick. But yes, right now Marius doing a really good job for himself. He overtakes Zeke going into the loop. So coming out of here, it's Zeke actually overtaking. Here was Frosty, though. Not the line he wants, so Frosty going a bit wide there. Does not touch the wall. Zeke with a little more speed up this hill. Zeke wants to deny so badly. These guys are in a dead heat. It's going to come down to this jump down. If someone gets it perfectly straight or can grab a bit of a speed drift, they could. Zeke, oh, Zeke is inching closer. Zeke down the inside to the outside. It's Marius switching it back. Is there enough road? No, there's not, and Marius is going to punch his ticket to the semifinals. Zeke will pick up finalist mode, though. So he does have a chance. A 49-2. Zeke down to the final turn. He almost got him 2 in the end, but now it's Zeke who is in finalist mode, along with Frosty and Scoop. And now there's the bunk. So unless someone else messes up, Zeke is done for this round. So Frosty at the moment in the lead. Does not have much to worry about. He's just chilling. He's checking the delta. He sees where everyone's at, and he goes, well, I've got no problems. 1.3 back to Scoop, 2 to Zeke. Excuse me. So unless these two mess up, Zeke will not be able to leave. And as I say that, Frosty with the mistake. Scoop with the mistake. Where is Zeke? Zeke made a mistake. What is going on here? Frosty picking the throttle back up, but there goes Scoop around the outside. Scoop should have enough speed through the checkpoint to make the ring. Yes, he does. And there's Frosty. And there is Zeke. What a round was that? What in the world? What happened there? Looks like any one of them was going to win. So now Frosty has 72 points. Scoop was 62 points, so that gap between the two just down by 2 points, no problem. On to Mirarorum. World record here is, as it stands, a 29:48 by RL. Zeke on the verge of making it. Giuliano, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the squad. Welcome to the stream. We're here with Zeke right now on finalist. Frosty and Scoop could potentially deny, but well, Zeke's been pretty dominant on these maps. He wasn't able to pick up finalist, and there's the crash for Zeke. Scoop pushing through. Frosty, I guess I'm having a chat with G, whatever the hell his name is, from China, the dude who doesn't like being called Winnie the Pooh. But Scoop just taking it easy here at the front. He's got a 2.1 second gap release. I was really hoping he was not about to die. That would be very upsetting. So, Scoop denying. And Scoop also tying up Frosty. And TM servers, Nani. It's Frosty again. What is going on with Frosty? He's got 6 speed, he's got 2 speed, who knows? Zeke pushing through. He's already got a half-second gap to Scoop, so Scoop might have messed up somewhere. And Zeke with the no drift. But where is Scoop? Oh, no, we lost Scoop. Scoop opened the... Oh, God, what is going on? Scoop opening the replay menu. Not what you want to do. Unfortunate. Zeke's gonna take it, though. Zeke with the semi-final appearance, and Frosty just vibing on the line. So it's going to be Marius and Zeke moving on to Frosty and Scoop stick around. Good work, guy. We saw it yesterday, like with Yurka and Wolf. Wolf had retired by accident. And Yurka said, hey man, I'll retire as well. We can have a proper battle. But here we go. It's Yokoi and Arel going at it. Panda giving us a nice little overview. Let's hop on board with Yokoi, the man from Czech Republic, who's trying to hold off one of Trackmania's best, but the best is getting the better of him. As Arel taking that early lead. Panda coming back with a bit of a vengeance and a bit more speed. So they go into the magnet. Yokoi getting the magnet boost. And only gets it once. But Yokoi, or not Yokoi, excuse me, Panda gets it. And here we go. That is definitely magnet boost for everybody involved. Just a quick lift of the brake. Or a quick lift of the accelerator as Arel, the first one through the loop, through the checkpoint. And it will be Arel drawing first blood here of 58.95. As a reminder, the world record here, a 57.48 by Arel. 57.48 won world record by Arel. So that'll be the target some of them are looking to beat. What's going on, bro, man? Yep, Marius already made it through. Oh, and that's Panda making a mistake. Or no, that was Yokoi touching the wall. Arel having no issues here. He's just running up front right now. Wasting no time. A little bit of lag. Excuse me. A little bit of lag just to throw off his opponents. And is able to get the drift on the landing as he pulls ahead, but I believe Panda might have a little bit more speed. Oh no, he gains about 4 thousandths, but that's nothing to really write home about, and loses a couple of hundredths off of it. Arel with the magnet boost, that's what you want. Very wide line to the inside he goes. Arel on a very good pace. Could this potentially be a world record? We don't know. He's running very, very quick though, but it doesn't look like it. The 57.4 ticks away, and it's a 58.1. Excuse me. So, Arel running a clinic right now. Panda in second. Yokoi in third. So Yokoi and Panda are tied at 14. Arel has 20. We could potentially see Flami later, depending on if he is available, but unfortunately something came up, so he is unable to join us. But hopefully we get to see him in the final chance qualifier. The final chance semi-final. Let's ride with Panda. We haven't given Panda enough love right now, so let's see what he's doing. He's running third right now. Nice little overview of the battle between Yokoi and Arel as Panda gets an amazing send. Into the hairpin. Not really a hairpin. Up the hill. Oh my god. Stop dying, Nick. Come on. You got shit to do. Up the magnets. And now down. Does he get the speed boost? Yes, he does. But he hits the wall. Excuse me. There it is. So Arel taking over the lead once again. Yokoi in second. Arel with that almost 1 second advantage. 58.2. So Arel running the consistent low 58s. As we wait for, there is Panda. Just saw him barely showing up. Not what he wanted. As he turtles into the ring. Good on him. That's what you want to do. But we go on to the final round here of Waterlogged. It's Arel. 3 for 3 at the moment. 2 points separating Yokoi and Panda. So we go up through the first checkpoint. Back down again. It's Arel with a slight lead over Yokoi. It looks like he released a little bit into the turn. You can see just how close Arel's getting to these walls. I'm assuming the card tag of is him saying, I am doing work. It's really hard for me to make that noise with the stuffy nose I have, which is awesome. Right now, Arel expanding his lead over half a second. He's got nothing to worry about. He can take it easy right now, but he is going to go for the boost. I will say it is hard to tell with this camera angle, but if we get the external 2 camera, or cam 2, and it's easier to tell when you get that speed boost. Personally, that's the camera I use a lot, except on ice. And it's a 57.41 or 48. That is Oh my god, 4 thousandths off world record. That is insanely fast. Wow. That was a very, very close attempt. Incredible. Wow. That just goes to show you this man knows this track a little too well. And we move on to Inside Outside in the 1 lap edition. I believe author time is... I actually don't remember off the top of my head. A 58.17. Despite casting for about almost a year now. Actually, it's probably about... What year? It's April. Whatever. Here we go. Inside Outside in V2 1 lap edition. Could I call it V3? Sure, but there wasn't enough of a change to warrant that. As Panda taking the early lead here. Into the drifting turn. He goes a bit wide and punches that car's nose straight into the air. Arel and Yokoi not opting for that bug slide line. Arel getting a lot of speed out of this. Into the no brake section. Could I have made it fragile wheels? Yes, I could have, but that's a little bit rude. So it's Arel with a 1.3 gap right now to Yokoi. This will most likely be setting world record, ideally. So Arel going around the turns here. I did base world record off of the time I put in on a flying lap, but I think it might be a little too much. So may have to change it. Yeah, 58. Alright, might have to adjust. Alright, so it looks like I'll make it like a 104. A little too quick. Oh well. Way faster. My bad. Oh well. I probably won't be keeping this up for long. It'll just be up until the competition's over, and then we're going to take it out back and put a bullet in its head. Rigged AT, indeed. This is what happens when you do the wrong thing. Yokoi! Oh boy! Yokoi almost making a Panda mistake. Panda keeping it together, though, as it looks like Yokoi has to settle for the slower route. He didn't mess up. Thankfully, he was able to recover. Panda in hot pursuit of his fellow countrymen. The two Frenchies sitting up front right now. Arel 50 points, Yokoi 38, and Panda 32. So with this, Panda should excuse me, pull a bit closer. Instead of a 6-point gap, it will be a 4-point gap. But Arel's just disappeared from Panda's screen. He sees him briefly, but just as he sees him, he's gone. He's like a ghost. It's like, oh, what game? It's like Luigi's Mansion when you don't have the, or it's like, yeah, it's like Luigi's Mansion. Or just booze in general. Oh well. God, I need to play Luigi's Mansion. I have it on emulator. I'll probably play it after the stream today. But it's Arel once again, sitting up top. 60 points to his name. 44 for Yokoi, 40 for Panda. So the battle for second is heating up, at least, thankfully, compared to first, with Arel just sort of doing hashtag Arel things. So here we go. We're going to hop on board with Yokoi. Yokoi had a very questionable start last time. Looks like he keeps it together this time. So they go into the jump. You can see the varied lines as Yokoi does cross the checkpoint at the same time as Panda, but doesn't overtake. So Yokoi still sitting in third right now. This is good news for Panda. This Panda can pick up some points, bring that gap down. Oh, and Panda hits the light post. Oh no, that's not good. Hitting that lamp post, not his brightest idea. And he is going to be very, very slow coming out of there. It's Arel, though. The man of the hour, he's just running a clinic on these guys. Into the bounce. I do like the bounce. It's one of my favorite pieces. And another round for Arel. Here comes Yokoi across the line. Good news for him, so he'll expand that gap down to Panda again. So from 4 points back up to 6. As we go into the final round here of Inside, Outside, and Arel. A commanding 70 points. 52 for Yokoi, 46 for Panda. After this, I don't remember what map we're going to be going in on, but we are going to be going in on one of them. As Arel actually doesn't have the best start. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. Arel's just toying with his food. He knows. He knows what's going down. Does he care? No. But he doesn't get the best landing, so this changes things. Arel, the man we've been seeing up front all day, now sitting dead last. But it's not over yet. They still have a jump loop and a few other bits and pieces to go through. Into the jump here. Arel keep the throttle down. It's Panda running a bit wide into the wall. Arel overtaking. Same with Yokoi. Yokoi will overtake. Yokoi on the back bumper here of Arel. He's closing it. Not enough. Through the triple loop. Into the uphill bend. He's not going to get the best drift. Arel, a very dangerous line. Arel hits the bump. He does. Panda doesn't get the bump very well either. And Arel, 80 points for him. Yokoi having to settle with 60. And Panda with 52. So the gap has opened up between the man from the Czech Republic and the secondary Frenchman. Arel, though, 80 points. And we're on to mirror. The quad minus. But here we go. Panda dipping to the left, Yokoi and Arel to the right. They'll get through it roughly the same time. Yokoi struggled on this map yesterday, but it looks like he's recovered, probably practiced a little bit more. As Arel pushes through. Ooh, very scary line there from Yokoi, almost clipping the barrier as Arel speeds by him. Here comes Panda trying to overtake as they go through. It's Arel with 90 points here. A 29-7 for record is a 29-48. Arel currently on a pretty solid run. Let's go. Massachusetts Cup when? Never, because 2 people play this game in the state. No, maybe someday. Maybe someday. Panda, though, we'll ride with him. He's doing pretty well. He's keeping it even with Arel. So you go through the checkpoint, you can see just about 600s between them. As Arel just blasting on through. He's not wasting any time. So Arel coming through the final bend, and Arel is on finalist. He is on finalist mode. He has reached the point threshold of 100. Yokoi picking up 6, Panda with 8. So the gap is still 8 seconds, or 8 points, excuse me. Well, right on board with Arel. Can it be done? Can the impossible become possible? He does pick up an early lead. You can just see how close he's getting to these walls. Arel in command of this game, taking just the insanely narrow inside lines. Arel, what are you doing? And it's Arel, the perfect game. The perfect game from Arel. GG. Incredible performance from the Frenchman. Absolutely thrashing the competition. Man just did 11 for Arel, 11 for 11. That is the first and so far only perfect game we've had out of anybody in this competition. So now it's Panda and Yokoi for the final spot, or well, not the final spot, but to at least guarantee a semi-final appearance. Panda running up front right now, 2/10 between them. So with this, Yokoi will be on 90, Panda will be on 82, so still that 10-point gap. If Yokoi can win here, Never mind, we're out. We're off of this map. We're done. We don't need this map anymore. But it's on to Uptown. So, if Yokoi can win the first round, he'll be in finalist mode, and then he just has to win one more. But we could potentially see a double finalist if Panda wins this round and the next round. Or actually, it doesn't matter. If Panda wins the first round, then the second round will put both of them into finalist, and we'll have a third round sudden death between Yokoi and Panda. But again, it's got to go Panda's way for one round. If he can get the first round, we'll be good to go. But if he doesn't, then he has to deny potentially 3 times to get the double finalist. Whoa, there he goes. I can't predict the future. I bought a crystal ball, and it turned out to actually just be a fishbowl. I was scammed. But we don't talk about that, because it technically didn't happen, chat. But here we go. Warm-up is over. It's Panda. It's Yokoi. Potential double finalist by round 2. Let's hop on board with Yokoi, the man closest to that finalist mode. Just has to win a round to make it happen. And then he'll have to win one more. We'll have to see, though. He does pull out an early lead. 0.12 seconds ahead of Yokoi, or of Panda, excuse me, through the loop. Pick up the restart. You can see the incredibly inside lines he's taking. Almost almost 0.15 to Panda through the high-rise apartments, over the engine off. And does that gap? The gap does expand, but he hits the wall. Panda could come back from this. Panda with more speed through the checkpoint, slightly different lines. Down the inside, Panda's so close to the wall. Oh, that was insane from Panda. And we are guaranteed double finalist by round 3. This is exactly what we were hoping for. Panda with 92, Yokoi with 98. Regardless of how these two finish, they're gonna be on finalist. Yes, as long as they both finish, which ideally they should. 35 seconds is the finish timeout. I did make sure to change that. So right now, this round is just more of a warm up, honestly. Look at the points, 98, 92. So it's a double finalist mode. One of them moves on. One of them will be relegated to the final chance elimination round. It could be Yokoi. It could be Panda. Any one of them. I'm sure neither of them want to be there. They're both thinking, I just want to get my ticket punched to the semifinals and not worry about a thing. But here we go. Double finalist, one round. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Yokoi, or is it Panda joining his compatriot Aurel in the semifinals? It's all going to come down to this. This is the final round of quarterfinal number 2. Panda with the early lead here, but Yokoi touches. Oh, Yokoi touches the wall. He risked it so hard on the inside, but it's not what he wants. And Panda right now running away with it. He's looking at the delta. He says, oh, a full second and probably more. I'll take that. 2.666 Yokoi. Oh, did Yokoi make a deal with the devil and it went south? It might have. Panda can just take it easy. The final set of turns, and Panda is going to be joining Aurel in the semifinals. So Yokoi still has a chance to make it through. Aurel saying, see you tomorrow, Yokoi, you'll get your next match. Oh boy. Alright, so let's kill this server. Or not kill, but, you know, just give it a little forced pat. A very hard pat. Alright. But here we go into The first round of many. It's Cacao, it's Freeze, it's Hugo, it's Yurka. As Yurka sort of just stuck, he's dealing with Czech internet. One of the best in the world, I'm sure, but we're gonna ride on board with Hugo, the man who's pretty much been at the top of this whole shebang from start to finish. So he gets an excellent jump through the checkpoint. So an early lead, about half a second or so, a little bit more. Oh, that gap is opened up. 3.4. So Cacao and Freeze, excuse me, definitely made a mistake. We lost Yurka. So hopefully Yurka comes back. Hopefully his internet's fixed. As we all know, the Deo servers, definitely not to blame. The Deo servers definitely do not have a problem. Hugo, though, looking to make it a first round. And he will by quite the margin. 3.4, possibly 5 seconds to Freeze. Yeah, almost 5 seconds on Cacao. Trying to get this little bounce just right. I respect it. He's just buying time for Yurka. Who knows? Barely keeps it off the wall. Cacao, I think Cacao's just toying right now. He knows he's going to make it. Yeah, there we go. He makes it. Alright, well there it is. Hugo taking the first round, followed by Freeze and Cacao. Yurka is back. Yurka's internet is better, so that is very good to hear. So we now have 4 cars, and all 4-point allocations will be given out, unless someone retires, which would be unfortunate. But it is Cacao taking the early lead. Oh, he risks the triangle of death. And he does get killed. So does everybody else, though. Hugo, very interesting. He must have messed up the, jump. That's the only explanation I can give. Right now, it's Yurka in the lead. Perhaps that, that lag was just to put NOS in his car. He has pulled out a 1.3 second gap to Freeze. Very good start from him. So he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to try and catch up to everybody. He does mess up the uphill a little bit, but there's still enough of a gap. Cacao trying to fight back. But it's Yurka taking it. Cacao. Hugo overtakes Freeze at the end. I think Yurka may have, oh, look at that. He's already caught right up. 16, 14, 12, and 10. Well, I think the stewards, or the scrutineers, may have to look at Yurka's car following this round here, because well, boost in the car is illegal, as we all know. Is this gonna be who's going for the triangle? It's Freeze. Freeze going for the triangle, so I don't know if it's working though. 1.7, 3.1, so those two must have messed up. Cacao and Hugo, once again, the two front runners from France. It's a France versus Czech Republic game here. This must be the Nations Cup. Completely forgot what's going on. Who would have thunk? But Cacao, though, sitting comfortably in the lead, about quarter second ahead through the ring checkpoint, does expand it to almost 4/10. Beautiful landing there. Oh, almost messes up, almost goes into the wall, keeps it together, though, and we'll pick up another round here. Hugo, second place, Freeze, third, and Yurka bringing up the rear. Oh, a little bit of a 360. This is not a trick shot lobby, but I do appreciate the enthusiasm. Yurka across the line, 4 points for him. Not a round he wants to remember. But we go into the final round here on Inside Outside In. It's currently Cacao and Hugo, two men from France, tying it up with 24 points apiece, and then 18 and 14 for Freeze and Yurka respectively. So we'll see what'll happen here. We've had some mistakes out of our faster cars, so this could potentially work out in favor of everybody else. Should trends continue the way they are. And here we go. You can see Yurka. Oh, not Yurka, excuse me. That was Freeze once again. I thought he was going for the triangle. I guess he thought better of it. But it's Hugo back up front. That's where he wants to be. Cacao behind about 3/10, and then a second for Freeze. Over the jump. Hugo, no problem at all. Taking a bit of an angled line, try to reduce airtime even more through the triple loop, but I think Hugo might have this on lock. He's just about 3/4 of a second. He did lose time, or not 3/4, 3/10 of a second. Pretty decent bounce, nothing to write home about. But it's Hugo across the line. 10 points added to his account. 8 to Cacao, 6 to Freeze, and Yurka just getting around the track right now, so he'll pick up 4. But after one map of competition, it's going to be Hugo with 34 points, Cacao with 32 points, Freeze with 24, and Yurka with 18. So very close near the top, and then a bit of a gap between 2 and 3. So you go into waterlogged. It doesn't look like much, but then again, I'm not the most decorative guy when it comes to mapping, but what can you do? But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm finishing it up right on time. Woo, let's go. So it's currently Hugo in the lead with 34 points, Cacao with 32, Freeze with 24, and Yurka with 18. And then me, a lonely 0. I don't get to play the game. Quiet music. As Yurka actually makes the first mistake here. So he's going to drop down. I think Freeze also might have had a bit of a mistake, but made it earlier, so he doesn't have to feel the effects too much. It's Hugo in the lead right now. With a good margin. Down to Cacao, 3/10. Going through the right-hander up the hill. Is he going to get the double magnet? He gets 1 magnet boost. That's good. Does get the second one, I believe, if barely. Trying to watch his speed. Does get the third. Oh, that's very close to the wall. Hugo keeping that car Hugh going. He can gain so much time from the triple boost. As a reminder, world record of 57.48 and 57.58 for Hugo. So very, very close to beating the record. 57.481 is world record by Arel. Arel, who, mind you, almost beat it in his run of perfection, was off by 4,000. So it's a very solid time. I mean, you got to get everything just about perfect, and then some. As it's Cacao with a better line here. You can see the slightly different approaches. Clip the apex early or clip it late. It's up to you. Where you land is dependent on how you take it. Hugo with more speed, though. Out of the corner gets the first magnet boost. Does he get the second one? Not quite. Into the turn. Insanely close to the wall. Not close enough for the boost, but Cacao is. Cacao's starting to full send it. Incredible stuff. He gets the drift just right. Through the anti-booster and the off-block over the magnet to keep himself from flying out and dying. But Cacao with a 58-1. So not quite enough. Hugo 7/10 back. Yurka coming across the line in 3rd position. And Freeze bringing up the back. So you can see the gaps from these drivers. Just what happens when you make mistakes, especially at certain parts of this map. You can lose a lot of time. But it's Hugo remaining on top by 2 points over Cacao. Another round here. Round number 3 on waterlogged. We'll see who does it right on board with Freeze right now. As it's Cacao overtaking as well as Yurka. Never mind, Yurka's gone. Hugo, though, you can just see him. He doesn't even like really have his mirrors. He took those off before. That's not losing a mirror. That is weight reduction and drag reduction. So very smart. Override with Cacao does get the magnet boost, and I don't think he got the other one into it. Does he get the magnet boost here? No, he doesn't. It's Cacao. It's not Cacao. It's Hugo that gets it much better. Can Hugo retake the world record? We'll have to see here. In the end, it's possibly going to be very close. Speaking of close, how close did Hugo get to that wall? And a 57.62. So, still 0.2 off of world record. Not quite close enough. Just goes to show you how good these players are. So, Hugo extending his lead now to another 4 points. A very dominating performance for him. And a solid performance from Cacao. And Freeze and Yurk are kind of just trading that third position back and forth, but at the moment it is Freeze that's making the most of it. And as I say that, Freeze with the mistake in the background. But starting to come back is Yurka. Yurka wants this. He wants to try to get that first place finish for at least one round, but right now it's just Hugo. Hugo not letting anybody up near him. Into the turn. Up the hill they go. About the same speed for these two. Down the ramp. Back up again. We'll see what happens. Perhaps Hugo gets the magnet boost. He's going fast enough. Yes, he does. Just a release. Back on the throttle. Through the loop. And out the other side. I think Hugo's a lot quicker than he was before, as he's going to cross the line of 54.41, and that is world record. By exactly 0.04. That is the new world record. New WR. Very nice time. Oh, there you go, Arel. You've lost your world record again. I guess I got to start picking up the slack. But Arel does have a perfect round, so he can never have that taken away from him. Excuse me. Gotta hack up a lung real quick. Hold on. Then I feel like we may have one of the craziest semifinals and even grand finals. But here we go. The first round of Leaps of Faith is on. It's Hugo, Cacao, Freeze, Yurka, 72, 66, 64, 38 points respectively. And then a nice, long, relaxing PF start. That only exists because I wanted to put it in there. And it's Hugo making the first mistake, along with Cacao and Yurka. Freeze getting it very, very well. So Freeze at the moment in the driver's seat. Around the drift turn here, up towards the second leap of faith that you must have. So he goes a bit too far to the right. Lands early. There's Cacao. But Freeze on the ground earlier. Can't keep the speed, the momentum. There's Cacao. There's Hugo. Both catching up through the little fork in the road. It's Cacao in the lead right now in front of Freeze. Can he mess it up? Yes, he does. Oh, no, he doesn't. It's Freeze that messes up the turn. Completely misjudges it. I will say, if you're struggling with that jump, just follow the shadows. Line it up. That's how I unintentionally realized it. But it's Cacao to Hugo, Yurka, and Freeze. Still not enough for a position transfer. But 4 points between Hugo and Cacao. We could potentially see that should Hugo mess up. Cacao has been practicing apparently. So maybe when I check tm.io later, I will see a new world record. But it's Hugo right now, running up front here. Through the pillars, with the engine off, with the no brakes, with the fragile. Got to keep that car spotless. Over the water, into the plastic turn, off the booster. Hugo just making sure his car doesn't rotate too much. Got already a second gap. Down to Cacao, jumps over the barrier. Absolute disregard for safety measures. And misses the risky fin, and Cacao's gonna pick up the points. And Yurka frees as well. So there it is. Hugo exiting that ramp a little too high. Yurka with the PB of a 59.55, so good on him. Always nice to improve when he can. For the third round here, Cacao is overtaken for the lead, so he's got 86, followed by Hugo with 84. Freeze with 54, and Yurka with 52. So perhaps changing of the guard. Up top, as we see Freeze, oh boy, Freeze. I don't think Freeze is able to, no, he is. Yep, he is able. We'll just double check. Yeah, it looks like he is, so thankfully, he can make it back. Very good to hear. Cacao and Hugo going at both opting for the same line there. On the outside. It's going to come down to here. Cacao clips the barrier and it's going to lose some time. But if Hugo messes up this risky fin... No, he's going to go for safe fin. Smart move. Picks up the 10 points. Yurka with 8. Looks like Cacao might have messed up something in the background that we didn't see. Oh, Yurka took the risky fin. Freeze not close enough to do anything. So if Hugo can finish at least third, he'll get finalist, and if Cacao can get second or better, he'll also be finalist on the final round here, Leaps of Faith. So could see a double finalist scenario going into the next round, which at that point could possibly be 2 rounds, if not more, as Hugo making the biggest mistake, falling back early. It's Freeze up ahead, exactly where he wants to be. Keeps the car just slightly angled so he can keep not only the speed but also keep the drip going. As there goes Cacao around the outside. Cacao, oh my god, jumping so close, and he does clip the pole. And that's going to allow Hugo to overtake. Freeze opting for the middle road, keeps it very flat. Very good to see. There's Hugo. Hugo keeps it on the ground. Is he going for the risky finish? Yes, he does, and he's not going to make it. Again, and Cacao picks it up. Yurka picking up 30. He's going to deny Hugo finalist mode. So Cacao winning the round and picking up finalist. World record not even close to being broken here. So we will go on to the next map. If I had to bet on it, it's probably going to be Mirror. Hey, I was right. But here we go. We're going to ride on board with Cacao. Currently on finalist. He's just got to win. And if he doesn't, then it'll probably be Hugo grabbing it, and then he'll grab it immediately after. But he's looking to just punch his ticket right now and start getting ready for semifinals tomorrow. Hugo, though, not letting him. And there's the touch. Hugo pulling away. Keeping it close to the inside wall. You can see Hugo pushing on through. And there, or not Hugo, it was Cacao that pushed through. So Hugo also on finalist mode. So double finalist for the French team. Good luck squared. Exactly, good luck squared. If I had to bet on it, Hugo will probably close it out here. He's been absolutely on top of his game the entire match. So he'll follow Cacao through the start, already pulling out that lead. Very close to these walls. Not quite world record close, but close enough to keep you interested. It's going to extend that lead just about a tenth of a second. Now a little bit more, almost 2/10 through the final set of corners, through the final checkpoint. And there's Hugo punching his ticket to the semifinals. And we could potentially see Cacao doing the same here if these gaps are anything to go off of. So there it is, Hugo taking first place. Could this potentially be the final round? As Cacao on finalist mode, Yurka and Freeze. If they want to deny Cacao, they need to bank on mistakes or have insane runs all throughout. But that is quite the order, as it's already a 7/10, almost a full second down And Cacao, he's just going to take it easy. He's got nothing to worry about. Across the line, and there it is. It's the French who come out on top. Zirka and Freeze. We're going to be putting them in the final match. Dang. No checks. Well, unfortunately, Frosty, this is an all-you-can-eat buffet. You need the check, but here we go. 5 drivers. Only 2 get to move on. It's Frosty, Yokoi, Scoop, Freeze, Yurka. 3 checks, 1 Dutch, 1 pole. One final time. Freeze taking an early lead here on mixing it up, but Yokoi trying to fight back. An incredible line as Freeze drifts and goes wide. So it's Yokoi running up front right now. Absolutely flying away with this. Half a second between him and Freeze. For Frosty, about a second back from there. 2 seconds back to Yurka, and Scoop is... Well, Scoop's in another continent right now, and not in the good way. Yokoi having to release to avoid hitting the wall. And Yokoi is going to draw first blood here and makes it through the spinner. Good job. Bonus points for making it through the spinner. We'll say plus 3,000 social credit. Slight miscalculation, says Scoop. Understandable. You know what? Hey, listen. We didn't land on the moon the first shot. Actually, no, we did. Did we? I don't know. All I know is that we did it first, so ha. Anyways, round number 2, though, Yokoi looking to atone for his sins from his match, but it's Yurka and Frosty overtaking at the start. And there is Freeze. Ooh, Freeze almost losing it. Yurka, though, starting to run away right now. Frosty with a mistake. Freeze overtakes Yurka, so Yurka must have had an issue, as there goes Yokoi again. This man, he knew how close he was. He knows he has a second chance. He is not going to be wasting it in the slightest. He's going to start pulling away as soon as he can. Trying to get to the finals, and once again, through the spinner. Yokoi, plus another 3 grand. Frosty doesn't make it through. And Yurka will not make it through either, so Yurka, unfortunately... And Scoop will not gain social credit score, and neither will Freeze. Unfortunate. You want to win instead? Of course you do. You always want to win, Zed. I feel you. Another round. It's Yokoi so far. 2 for 2. And then Frosty and Freeze and Yurka all pretty close, and then Scoop unfortunately having to sit in the back right now, not where you want to be. But Yokoi, yet another charge here on mixing it up. Oh, and that is Scoop into the wall. Not what you want to do at any point in Trackmania, unless you're supposed to wall bang. But Yokoi, once again, he's just going. He is... just in his own element right now. No issues in the slightest. And does he make it through again? Yokoi, not only 3 for 3 on 10 pointers, 3 for 3 on the spinner. This man is on a completely another level. It's absolutely ridiculous. I went through this. Plus 3,000 social credit. Final round here of mixing it up. Let's see. How about Frosty? Oh, and there's Yokoi. Will not have the perfect game. I guess we can only have 1 per stream, but it's Frosty right now, running second behind Scoop. Frosty trying to avoid having 100 years of torture. Oh no, wait, that's North Korea. Never mind. Ah, close. Oh, Yokoi fighting back, though. Yokoi's not done. Yokoi's overtaking. But Scoop, though, currently in the lead. His waifu, I'm assuming, trying to carry him to victory. You can hear... Wait a second. What happened to Yokoi? Oh, no! Yokoi messed up. So, Scoop made it through in first place and through the spinner, so more social credit for him. So after 4 rounds, it's Yokoi on top with 33, Frost with 30, Yurka with 22, Scoop with 21, and Freeze with 15. A quick point overview before we go into it. It's Yokoi with 33, Frosty with 30, Yurka with 22, Scoop with 21, and Freeze with 15. And here we go, round 1 of 4 here on Mirrororum. As 2 players dive into the left. Freeze, Yokoi, and Frosty. I'll go into the right. Yokoi with the early lead, though, here on the mirrored map, as you see Freeze starting to make a bit of a comeback here. An aggressive angle, and Freeze must have messed up, maybe released a little bit, as Yokoi is able to extend his lead, and through he goes. It's Yokoi, Yurka, Freeze, Scoop, and of course, Frosty, wherever Frosty might be. There he is, just saw him. Bada boom. I hate how the numpad does not line up properly with what I expect. But then again, this is Nadeo we're talking about. Or maybe it's based off of their current position. So let's see. Yokoi. Nope. Okay. I was wrong. Let's ride on board with Yurka. Yurka's going to the left with Scoop. Important to land flat, and there's the touch. Incredibly important to land flat there. So that way you maintain contact and can keep going. Yurka, and oh, there's Yokoi. 1 bunk into the next, and he's out of this round as Freeze and Frosty going at it. Can Frosty potentially pick up a round win here through the final set of turns? It is Frosty on top, 31-14, compared to a 31-31 from Freeze, and Yurka with the 31-6-04. What a round from Frosty. Well done, Yokoi. A celebratory 4th, and the consolidatory 5th for Scoop. Spies me too. Let's keep going with Frosty. Solid round from him. Currently sitting in 2nd. Did not expect this, folks. As 4 of the 5 drivers sticking together, it's Yurka who's getting the worst of it as Freeze touches the wall. Frosty and Scoop doing battle here. There goes Yokoi just up front. Frosty opting for the no drift line. He doesn't have to worry. And there it is, a 30.8 for Yokoi. About 6/10 off a world record. Frosty was 2nd, Scoop with 3rd, Freeze with 4th, Yurka with 5th. So while Yokoi's kind of doing his own thing, everyone's swapping places. Only 6 points between Yokoi and Frosty, and then another 6 from Yurka down to Freeze. So battles are heating up. Frosty gets the best start, though, it looks like. Oh, but there's Scoop actually up front. Let's see if we can find his car. There it is. Crossed the line. Looked like Yokoi might have had a little bit more speed. We'll have to see. Going in, messes up the turn. There's Yokoi. There's Freeze overtaking Frosty in hot pursuit. And Scoop, just not enough speed. Hits the wall. There goes Yokoi, Frosty, Yurka, Freeze, Scoop. What a round. Whoa, Yurka and Freeze. Exact same time, a 31.518. So it must have been down to the 10,000th position for those two. And we move on to the next map. Is it waterlogged, maybe? Or is it... No, it's inside. But it's the 1 lap variant, so nothing to worry about there. I will never again make a multi-lap. Got alphabeted by Freeze. No, cut it. Don't listen. Do whatever you want. If you want to cut the maps, cut the maps. We're off. The first round here of the 1 lap variant. The only reason I have the start I do is because, well, I want you to have speed. Yokoi starting us off in the lead. Right on board with Frosty. See some different lines. And it's actually going to be Scoop who gets it better, but Yokoi with more of a run-up, so he'll be able to grab some positions. Oh, and there's Scoop into the wall. That no break will catch you off guard, I'll be honest. When I validated the original version, I got caught out so many times by not having brakes and not understanding that I made the map. As Scoop overtaking Frosty, but Frosty gets more boost. So Frosty's going to overtake. I want to see, what does Yokoi do? I don't think it's faster. Actually, it might be. Does anybody... Oh, Freeze. Going for a bit of a joyride. Oh, and it's Scoop and Frosty across the line, and Frosty just barely squeaking out that round. Yokoi getting another round win. Yurka in fourth, and Freeze, well, you're not finishing last. You're just making sure everybody got home safely. So Yokoi could potentially gain finalist mode. Please stop telling me there's an update for the medals. I don't care right now. I am being professional. But Yokoi could potentially... Uh-oh, we lost Frosty. Yokoi could pick up finalist mode should he play his cards right. And there goes Frosty. Guess he was just getting a talk to from Xi Jinping, telling him what the stakes are. And I ain't talking the edible kind. As Freeze, a huge jump. Oh, and Yokoi touches the wall. So Freeze overtaking and keeping the lead here. Going Scoop in second, Yokoi being relegated to third, Yurka in fourth, and well, a late start for Frosty sees him in fifth. So unless every single person here somehow messes up some way, somehow, he'll be designated as last. I think we hear Scoop catching up. Where is he? There he is. There's Scoop. Catching right up to Freeze. Out of the looping, into the drift, slightly different lines. Scoop with more speed. Here comes Yokoi. Scoop goes for the cut, and it doesn't work. Oh, that was looking good. That was looking so good in Yokoi around that looked like it was going to escape him. Does pick up the 10-pointer and gets so very close to finalist. I respect the attempt. Looked wicked good. It looked really good. Honestly, wicked good. Really good. I think it's possible. It's fine to cut on the maps. That's perfectly legal. There's nothing against it. You can wallbang, you can do weird bounces, you can cut the maps. I do not care. As long as you're driving through all the checkpoints, we don't have an issue. But it's Yokoi on top right now, as we see Freeze making a huge error. Excuse me. So Freeze... Looks like Freeze has DNF'd this round, unfortunately. At the moment, we got this pack forming. Scoop, Frosty, and Yurka. The Dutchman, the Pole, and the Czech. Well, battling it out. Meanwhile, the main Czech, and that was Scoop going into the barrier, or into the pole. Not what he wanted to do. Yokoi, though, very comfortable lead. Frosty in second position. And Yurka just behind you, heard him hit the wall. For the bounce, there's Yokoi, another 10 points in his pocket. Frosty in second, Yurka in third. And Scoop is nowhere... Oh, there he is. There's Scoop. Camera was just having issues, as was I. Okay. Scoop with, he's testing it out. No, I shouldn't say it. I think I know where the cut is. I think you hit the checkpoint, you immediately turn around. No, I don't want to say it. It's so tempting to say, but I don't. But right now, it's Yokoi. He's just got to finish this round and he'll have finalist mode, which is exactly what he wanted to do. You saw he came dangerously close in his quarterfinal match, was not able to pick it up, lost out, and got relegated to the final chance quarterfinal match. But right now, rocking that 6, almost 7 tenths, almost full second gap down to Frosty, very close, and he's gonna hit, but it doesn't matter for him. He has 97 points, the lowest amount of points you can get minus not finishing is 3, so regardless of where Yokoi finishes, he will have finalist mode going into the next map. Frosty right now, currently sitting in the lead with his CCP state-sponsored car. And there it is. There's the horn. Sounds like some really cheap knockoff toy that you'd find. And at the moment, Yokoi in second position, it looks like. Yep, there's Yokoi, or there's Yurka actually. Freeze crosses the line. Yokoi experimenting with lines. What in the goodness gracious me am I looking at? He gives Scoop 4 points. And there it is. Yokoi showing us the cut. And he does pick up finalist mode. As we go into the next map, I'm going to say it's Uptown. If it's going to be any map, it's going to be Uptown. Hey, I called it. Let's go. Yokoi on finalist. Frosty 88, Yurka 67, Freeze 56, Scoop 51. We ride on board with the finalist. Can Yokoi do it in one round? Gets the best start out of anybody, but immediately starts losing it. This is what happens when you get the line wrong. The pack will just eat you alive. Freeze, currently sitting in the lead right now. Yokoi about a 10th back, and then only a few thousandths back to Frosty through the turn. Freeze does not get the turn right. Yokoi keeps the throttle pinned all the way through. Trusts himself, trusts the car, trusts the track. Goes through the apartment complexes, keeps it off the wall. Over the engine off. Yokoi so close, he can almost taste it. Oh, he has to release a little bit. Has to release, but he keeps it together. That less speed is going to throw him off a little bit, but Yokoi will vanquish his demons. Yokoi, he did it one round. That's all he needed. Yokoi moves on to the semifinals tomorrow. What a run from him. He doubted himself, but we never did. And he closes it out. Hit him with the uwu. So now, Frosty, 91 points. If he wins, he'll be finalist. But if not, he will have to wait a one round. I think that was Scoop that we just saw go into the wall. Yes, it was. Or no, that wasn't Scoop, excuse me. That was Freeze, actually, making a huge error. So Frosty actually loses the lead. It's Yurka right now, running up front, getting very close to the wall there. Keeps it going. So the gap is now about 1.6. Frosty had an error. Scoop able to overtake. So Yurka riding high right now. Nothing to worry about for him. So he rounds the final set of corners, a slight release just to make sure he's all lined up, and Yurka picking up 10 points that he desperately needs. Scoop in second. Right now Frosty running in fourth position behind Freeze. Freeze picking up 6, Frosty with 4. So Frosty will have to wait possibly another round. As long as he finishes, what, 3rd or higher, he'll have it. GG's Yokoi, I never stopped doubting you. I never stopped believing in you. Congrats on that semi-final appearance. We'll see you tomorrow. The stream will probably be a little bit later, just to compensate for everybody. But right now, ooh, who's going to be doing some compensating is Frosty, as he makes a huge error. So Freeze currently in the lead, ahead of Scoop and Yurka. Or Yurka and Scoop, rather. So it was a bit of a changing of the guard. Yurka going for a very scary inside line, but Scoop fighting back with some beautiful turns. He keeps going. Oh, if he had just kept on the turn, he would have had it, but there's Freeze slowing down. There's Yurka overtaking. There's Scoop overtaking. Frosty's still very far behind, and this is going to be Yurka's round, no doubt about it. Scoop in second, Freeze in third, and Frosty once again having to settle for that 4th position. So Frosty's just got to finish the round, and he'll be finalist, although Yurka, if Yurka can finish in first, he'll also join Frosty in finalist mode in the final map. So 3rd or higher for either of them. Actually, no. third or higher for Yurka. Just got to finish for Frosty. And we'll have a double finalist situation going into the final map. Unless Yurka doesn't do what he needs to do. And there's Frosty. Frosty knows. He knows all he has to do is finish. He's just got to cross the line right now. Where is Yurka? Yurka running second to Scoop. Scoop having to release to avoid the wall. So Scoop enjoying his position up front right now. Behind him, Yurka, 0.8 of a second. Oof, almost going into the wall there. That gap will open up. Frosty's struggling right now. I don't know if there's going to be enough time for Frosty to finish. Yurka does go finalist mode. And we may have enough time for Frosty. Possibly. There may be just barely enough time. Yeah, he's got it. As long as he doesn't mess up, he's golden. So it looks like we're going to have a double finalist scenario here. Frosty picking it up. Same with Yurka. So good luck, double finalists. On to the next map, which if I had to bet on it, might be waterlogged. I believe we haven't played on that one now. Yes, it is. It is going to be waterlogged. So it is sink or swim for these two. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and grills, this could potentially be the last round of the quarterfinals. It's Frosty, it's Yurka, two finalists. Only one will get to leave. Frosty, a very close line on the inside, leads everybody down the hill. Freeze trying to overtake, but right now it is Frosty opening up that gap. Yurka coming back at him. About 2/10 back past the Tiki Bar. No one's looking for a drink here today. Into the turn. Frosty pulling out almost a full half second. Yurka too far back. There's Freeze. 0.1, 0.2 back. So he gained time at those magnets. Frosty over, he loses the lead. There goes Freeze. He gets the magnet boost. He's running a bit wide. He's trying to keep the car from touching the wall. Frosty 3/10 back. He's got to push. He's got to make something happen over the anti-booster, over the magnet, through the checkpoint. 1.6. Where is Frosty? He's so close, but it's not close enough, and Freeze denies Frosty around. Freeze. He almost ended up losing it in the end. He had 3/10 going into the loop and was just about a 10th up at the end there. Oh, what a round. 88 and 87 points for Freeze and Scoop respectively. All right, attempt number 2 for Freeze and for Yurka. Frosty again with the best start out of anybody. His starts are consistently perfect here. And there's the wall touch. Where is Yurka? There's Yurka, overtaken by Frosty. There goes Freeze, overtaking, trying to punch his own ticket. As him and Scoop are neck and neck, slightly different lines. Yurka with more speed out of the corner is going to overtake Scoop, but I don't know if he's close enough for Freeze. He got that first magnet boost. It's going to come down to potentially getting the second one here as they go through, and there it is. There's Yurka. He's in the lead right now. Scoop 2/10 behind. Freeze not close enough, and Frosty in a completely different spot. Scoop gaining about half a tenth here over the anti-booster. You just heard it. Where is Scoop? There's Scoop. He's closing in down the inside. It's going to come down to the line. It's Scoop. Scoop denying Yurka. What a finish. Oh my God. That was insanely close. Scoop just barely hanging in there and denies Yurka. As we go again into this round, we're gonna ride with Freeze, Yurka, and Frosty. Frosty with the touch. Is that gonna give Yurka the space he needs? Here comes Scoop. There's the touch from Scoop. Freeze very close to the wall. Freeze trying to overtake. He's going to just barely do it, but he's going to lose out. He has less speed into the jump, but he will land earlier, so he can maybe potentially come back here. A much better line for Freeze. getting here into the magnet. Will he get the first boost? Yes, he does. Will he get the second boost? No, he will not. But he's going to try to... He's watching his speed right now. He knows how much he's roughly going to need. And he's not going to get the magnet boost. But the gap down to Yurka is 2/10. 4/10. So Freeze. It looks like Freeze is on his way to actually punch a ticket into finalists. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to have a quadruple finalist scenario. We lost Frosty. What happened to Frosty? Frosty is gone. Frosty out. Sag. But ladies and gentlemen, no Frosty, but it's a triple finalist scenario. It's Freeze, it's Yurka, it's Scoop. Freeze and Scoop having to fight their way back from the jaws of defeat. There's Yurka, but right now it is Freeze up front, holding the flag up for the Czech Republic, trying to join his compatriot Yokoi in the semifinals. There's Yurka way too far back, Scoop too far back. It's just Freeze. He gets the first magnet boost, not gonna get the second. Can he get the final one? There's not enough speed on his car to get it. Where is Scoop? Scoop too far back, no magnet boost for him. Yurka too far back, no magnet boost for him. Around through the checkpoint, one more time, through the loop we go. Over the anti-booster, engine off, over the magnet, through the checkpoint. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Freeze fighting all the way back from the bottom of the scoreboard, and Freeze will lock in his ticket to the semifinals tomorrow. What a match, dude. That was absolutely insane. GG's for everyone. Thank you for that. Thank you for that intense match. Beautiful. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. And look at that, right back to Leaps of Faith. What a finish. Absolutely insane. Insane. Semi-final or quarterfinals. What in the world did we just witness? That is by far one of, if not the greatest quarterfinals I think I've ever seen.